Winning 15 games in an NFL season sounds like the ultimate flex. Total domination, top seed, a playoff bye, the easiest path to the Super Bowl, right? Well, history says otherwise. History tells us that winning too much can be a problem. Only 2 teams have ever won 15 games and actually brought home the Lombardi Trophy. Every other team that reached this magic number, they collapsed at the worst possible time when it mattered most. Just look at what happened this season. The Detroit Lions achieved a franchise-best 15-2 record, securing the number 1 seed in the NFC. Expectations were sky high, but in a shocking turn, they were eliminated in the divisional round by the Washington Commanders, losing 45-31. Another dominant team that fell apart when it mattered most. So, what's going on here? Is it simply bad luck? Is it a case of overconfidence? Or is there something deeper? A mysterious 15-win curse that haunts even the best teams? Let's break it down. Let's start with the biggest collapse of them all. The 2007 Patriots were the epitome of perfection, a flawless 16-0 season. Tom Brady was in full command. Randy Moss was rewriting the record books, and the team shattered every offensive statistic imaginable. They boasted a historic 315-point differential, blowing out opponents week after week. But as the season progressed, subtle cracks began to show. They barely escaped a scare against the Giants in Week 17, eking out a win in a game that turned out to be a harbinger of what was to come. The AFC Championship game ended up being much closer than anyone had predicted. And then came Super Bowl XLII. The Super Bowl turned into a nightmare. The helmet catch became an instant classic, and Brady was under relentless siege all game long. The most dominant team in NFL history ended up losing the biggest game of all time by a razor-thin margin of 17-14. A perfect season completely ruined. But the warning signs have been flashing long before that fateful game. Take the 1998 Vikings. This team featured an all-time great offense. Randall Cunningham orchestrated the attack. Randy Moss and Chris Carter turned every play into a highlight reel. They lost just 1 game all season and rolled confidently into the playoffs, finding themselves 1 step away from the Super Bowl. In the NFC Championship, they held a 7-point lead and needed only a simple field goal to seal their fate. Their kicker, Gary Anderson, had been flawless all season until, in one critical moment, he missed. That one missed kick allowed the Falcons to tie the game, force overtime, and ultimately, Minnesota's Super Bowl hopes evaporated in an instant. Fast forward to what many call the rookie curse. The 2004 Steelers finished the season 15-1 behind rookie quarterback Ben Roethlisberger, who delivered an astonishing 13 straight wins in his first starts. The team's defense was as fierce as a modern-day reincarnation of the '85 Bears, and everything looked set for a championship run. But as the playoffs arrived, the harsh reality set in. Rookies rarely win Super Bowls. Facing the legendary pairing of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick in the AFC Championship, the Patriots exposed the inexperience of Roethlisberger. The Steelers' formidable defense suddenly seemed outmatched, and Pittsburgh's dream season came crashing down without a ring. And it didn't stop there. In 2011, the Packers ended the regular season at 15-1. Aaron Rodgers was in MVP form, and the offense was a well-oiled machine. Yet, their defense was notably lackluster, and that imbalance cost them dearly in the playoffs. Facing the New York Giants, Rodgers wasn't at his best. The Packers turned the ball over 4 times, and the Giants capitalized on every mistake. This loss made Green Bay the first 15-win team in NFL history to exit in their very first playoff game. A heartbreaking end for a season that had promised so much. Even in recent years, this curse hasn't let up. The 2015 Panthers were on an absolute tear. Cam Newton was at his peak, delivering an MVP-caliber performance all season, and the defense was nothing short of dominant. They dismantled opponents week after week, appearing to be unbeatable. Then came Super Bowl L. Denver's defense was a force of nature, overwhelming Carolina at every turn. Cam Newton was relentlessly hit, pressured, and sacked throughout the game. The Panthers' once mighty defense completely fell apart, and they ended up scoring fewer points than the Broncos' stifling defense. Yet again, another 15-win team saw its Super Bowl dreams shatter in the most dramatic fashion. Now, let's rewind to where it all began. The 1984 49ers were the very first 15-1 team in NFL history. They steamrolled through the playoffs, winning games by an average margin of 18 points, and secured the Super Bowl with apparent ease. The very next season, the 1985 Bears repeated this feat, dominating the league with one of the greatest defenses ever assembled. They cruised through the postseason and claimed the championship. But since those golden years, not a single 15-win team has managed to win the Super Bowl. So, what's the lesson here? Since 1985, every single 15-win team has collapsed in the playoffs. The reason is simple. Winning too much makes you a target. Teams spend countless hours studying your film, precisely identifying every weakness. As the pressure builds, even one mistake, a missed kick, a bad throw, or a key injury can be all it takes to bring down a juggernaut. So, the next time your team is 14-0, maybe they should consider losing one, because history tells us that you don't want to win 15 games. Do you think this curse is real, or is it just bizarre coincidence? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you love deep dives into NFL history, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.